Welcome to the 7th live session class. Hope you are all doing well, I think. Have a tricky Tuesday. Okay. Now today's session we are going to see about the structure of neuron. Yeah. So yesterday I have given an introduction the neuron structure. Yes. So what is the nervous system? I'm sorry, it is nervous system introduction. Yeah. Next. So what all we have studied in the previous class? Just 2 minutes recap. In the previous class, we studied about what is the stimulus, what is the response, how do living organisms respond to the stimulus, and then what is the coordination. That is, if a living organism wants to respond to a stimulus, a signal from the environment, it needs to coordinate all the organs in its body. That's the coordination. So what are all the cells and organs that come under this coordination, which will help them to respond to the stimulus. And then we have studied about what is the homeostasis. Yeah. So the homeostasis is nothing but it is the maintenance of the physiological function or the balance between the organs and the cells which respond to the stimulus. And then we studied about the nervous system parts. What are the basic parts of the nervous system? They are nothing but the what are they? It is a neuron, nerve fibers, and then the glial cells. Yeah, they are the ganglions. And we studied about what is the neuron will do. The neuron will transmit that is nervous impulses, that is the signals which it receives from the environment through the receptors. What are the receptors? The receptors are nothing but the sense organs, isn't it? So through our eyes, nose, ears, skin, and then the smell, and we will hear, and when we come across any heat or light objects, we will react accordingly, isn't it? So through the receptors, the signals are received by the neurons and it will transmit the impulse. That is, the impulse means what? They are the informations which received from the environment. Okay. Now today's session we are going to study in detail about the structure of neuron. So if you look at the structure, you will come to know it consists of dendrites. So the dendrites they are the branches which comes from the cytoplasm of the nerve cell. Neuron is nothing but a nerve cell. Understood? So from the cytoplasm, the outer projections are coming out like a branches. So these branches are nothing but the dendrites. Is that clear? And then you will have a nucleus here. So this nucleus is present in the cytoplasm. Every cell of the living organism will have a nucleus. So we studied in genetics, yes, the nucleus is the master, is the brain of the cell. In the genetics session I have explained to you. So I am sharing all the links along with the live session also. So you please, if you have any doubts in the genetics session, you go and you can view that link also for genetics. Okay. So the nucleus which is present inside the neuron cell is a center of the cell, nerve cell. Okay. So where the DNA will be produced, and this through the DNA only the information will be transmitted to another cells. Yes. And then there is another slender shape from the cytoplasm which is continuous through the myelin sheath, which is continuous through the axon. It is continuous till the end. The synaptic knobs will be there. So if you see the axon is continuous from the cytoplasm of the nerve cell. Okay. And the cell body is known as the cyton. So The basic parts of the neuron are the cyton, the axon, and the dendrites. Is that clear? So, and inside the cyton, that cell body only, you will have the nucleus. Understood? So, next is the axon is continuous. I said it is continuous as nodes and internodes. So, there will be nodes. The nodes are nothing but the nodes of Ranvier, and then it inside that axon, no, the axon is continuous. Inside that, it will have a myelin sheath that will protect the axon, and above that myelin sheath you will have a neurolemma that we will study in detail when we learn part by part in the upcoming session. And then we have the axon terminal in this. So this is the end, nerve ending, we can say that axon terminal. Okay, so this axon terminal only is going to transmit the signals from one neuron to another neuron. Is that clear? So this dendrites are continuous with the synapses. There is a gap between this nerve endings, that is the axon terminal, and the dendrite of another neuron. So they are continuous, no? The nerve cells are continuous. They are all over the body, they are spreading. If you see your body itself, you will come to know that nerve fibers are continuous. From the top to bottom, we have nerves spreading. Yeah. So these nerves, apart from the blood, apart from other transport system, we need the nerves also to transmit the signals. How do these signals are transmitted from the environment to the living organisms? This is mainly due to the nerves or the neurons. So this is the basic structure of the neuron. Understood? So what is the first structure we studied? It is the dendrite. That's they are the fibers which are continuous from the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm is also having a center of the body that is known as the nucleus, and the cytoplasm is also, that is the entire of the neuron cell is known as the cyton, and the cytoplasm is continuous as the axon. And then not only that, it is continuous through the myelin sheath which covers the axon, and finally the axon will come to the end, that is known as the axon terminal. So this is the general outline structure I am explaining you. Okay, now we will see part by part the nerve cells or the neurons which play its function. Clear? So now coming to the first part. So let me explain the first part of the neuron. So what are the basic parts of the neuron? You have a cyton, you have dendrite, and then what are the another part you have? You have a axon. Okay, it is the axon. Okay, so you have cyton, and then the dendrites and the axon. Clear? So let me explain one by one. We will see the parts in detail, okay, in this session. Clear? So now first one we are going to see about the cyton or the cell body. Okay, so what is the cyton or the cell body? It is going to have look at this cyton or the cell body. I have given again one more time. So it has the cytoplasm. That cytoplasm is known as the neuroplasm. The cytoplasm is known as the neuroplasm, and it has the brain of the cell that is known as the nucleus. Okay, and then it will have some expanded fibrils coming out, that they are known as the neurofibrils. And then not only that, it will have some granules inside the cytoplasm in the cell body, that is known as the nuclear granules. Okay, and as usual, all the cells contain the cell organelles, no? Similarly, the nerve cells, the neuron cells also have some organelles like mitochondria. It's the powerhouse of the cell, isn't it? What is mitochondria? Mitochondria is the cell is going to, it is the organelle which is going to give energy to the living organisms. We eat food, that food will be digested, and finally it will be converted into simple components, yes, like glucose. Yes, if it is a carbohydrate means glucose, if it is a fat means it fatty acid and glycerol, If it is a protein, means amino acids. Is that? Yeah. These simple food substances, no, they will mix with the oxygen which the living organisms breathe, and they undergo an life process that is known as the electron transport chain, and they will produce the ATP production. This ATP is known as adenosine triphosphate. So this I will also explain in the upcoming sessions when I teach the mitochondria function. And the next, the cell also contains ribosomes. The ribosomes is the place where the RNA will be synthesized. Yeah, from DNA, RNA is synthesized, no? So it is produced in the ribosomes. DNA will be replicated, and it will produce another copy of DNA. That another copy of DNA will transcript into RNA. That RNA will produce the protein. Okay, and not only that, the neuron cell also have the lysosomes. They are the suicidal, and then it also has the endoplasmic reticulum in the nerve cell. Understood? So this is about the structure of cytone. Okay, what are the parts of the cytone? The cytone has neurofibrils, it has the neuroplasm, it has the nucleus, and then the nasal granules. It has the cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosomes, lysosomes, endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, so now let me explain the function. So what is the function of the cell body or the cytone of the nerve cell? Mainly, these neurons, they do not have the ability to divide. They will be as such. And then the neurofibrils, I said no. These neurofibrils only, they will transmit the signals from one cell to another cell. Yes, the neurofibrils, they will send the signal to the dendrites, and from the dendrites, they will be connected to the synapses. Synapses is the space between one nerve and another nerve cell. Okay, so this is the function of the cell body. What is the function of the cell body? The neurons do not have the ability to divide. They will not divide, and the neurofibrils know what they will do. They will help to transmit the nerve impulses, signals from to and from the cell body. Yeah, they will receive and they will send. That's the transmission to and from the cell body. Clear? So this is about the cytone or the cell body. Clear? If you have any doubt, please comment me. Let me know where I am missing, where I am lagging, so that in the next session I can improve myself. Okay, and the next we are going to concentrate on the dendrites. So what is the dendrites? The dendrites, they will, what they will do? The dendrites, they will conduct the nerve impulses towards the cytone. As I told you, know, see, look at this picture. So this is the nerve cell. A rough diagram only I have given. So this branches of the cell is known as the dendrite. So through this dendrite only, the nerve impulses will come from the environment or from the adjacent nerve cells, and they will go into the cell body or the cytone, and from the cell body only it is continuous with the axon, and they will reach the synapse knob or the axon terminal. Okay, so that is the main function of the dendrite. The dendrite will conduct the impulse towards the cytone. Cytone is nothing but the cell body. And then what happened? They are branched, the dendrites are branched. The branched projections, they will increase the surface area of the cell body so that they can receive the signals from other nerve cells. Yeah, so that's why they are branches. So these branches, they will increase the surface area of the cell body or the cytone, and they will receive the signal from the other nerve cells or the adjacent nerve cells. Clear? So this is about the dendrite. That's the second part of the neuron. Clear? And the next is we are having the axon. The axon is continuous as the single elongated slender projection. It is a single elongated slender projection, and inside that you will have a axolemma. That is axon, inside it have the axolemma, and it has the axoplasm. Okay, so the outer layer is known as the axolemma, and the inner region is known as the axoplasm. Okay, and this axon, no, it is continuous through the structure, long elongated structure that is covered by the myelin sheath. That is covered by the myelin sheath, and above, that is in between this nodes, that is internodes, the center of the axon, no, that part is known as internode. In between that, they are having nodes. That nodes, already I told you, they are the nodes of Ranvier. What are they? They are the nodes of Ranvier. And then this myelin sheath is again covered by another structure that is known as the neurolemma. Okay, so this myelin sheath, what is the function of this myelin sheath? It is going to protect the axon, it is going to give insulation, and it will ensure the there is transmission of nerve impulses, whether it is going on in a rapid way or not. Okay, so that it ensures the rapid transmission of nerve impulses. Clear? So this is about the axon structure. So what is the axon? The axon has the outer layer is known as the axolemma, and inner layer is known as the axoplasm. Like a cytoplasm in the cell, no? The axon has the axoplasm, and its structure is single elongated and slender projection which is continuous from the cytoplasm, that is the cell body. And the next is the axon is protected by the myelin sheath, and they have the nodes of Ranvier in between the myelin sheath, and this myelin sheath, again kind of covered with a protective layer known as the neurolemma, and then it is an insulator and also governs or ensures the rapid transmission of nerve impulse. Is that clear? So this is about the axon structure. Clear na? Next, we will move about the synapse. So what is the synapse? The synapse is nothing but is the space or the junction between the synaptic knob of one dendrite and the one axon and the dendrite of another axon. Okay, it is the junction. What is the synapse? The synapse is the junction between the axon terminal, we can say in other word, the axon terminal and the dendrite of other nerve cell. That is a gap between one neuron and another neuron, in simple way we can say. So that space is known as the synapse. That space is known as the synapse. So you know that it is the synaptic knob. It is the synaptic knob. So look at this. A junction between a synaptic knob, that is the synaptic knob of axon of one neuron and the dendrite of next neuron is known as the synaptic junction or the synapse. Okay, so the information from one neuron to adjacent neuron is passed through this synapse only. So what is the information? Information means they will be converted into some chemicals. That is, if you are looking at one object, you are identifying whether it is what is the color, it's a red, what is the shape, it is a square. We are telling how this information is transmitted through our receptors. Through our receptors, the signal is converted into chemicals, and these chemicals will transmitted, that is will move from one neuron to another neuron through this synapse only, through the nerve junction only. Clear? That's what is known as the neurotransmission, we can say, and the chemicals are known as the neurotransmitters. Yes, so the information pass to another neuron through the junctions is with the help of the release of chemicals or the neurotransmitters is known as the neurotransmission, and it happens through the synaptic knobs from one nerve cell to another nerve cell. This is about the synapse. Is that clear? So hope you would have understood all the concepts in today's class, and I'm going to revisit the concept again. Shall we? So come. In the beginning, what I said, I started the session with the structure of neuron. Okay, what is the structure of neuron? The neuron has the cyton, it has the dendrite, and it has the axon. So this is the structure. It has the dendrites are nothing but the fibers which are continuous from the cytoplasm, and then the nucleus is the center of the cell, and then axon, which is continuous from the cytoplasm to reach the axon terminal. So it is continuous with the myelin sheath and neurolemma. Okay, so if you see, there's a nodes of Ranvier. Node means what? Like a leaf structure, plant structure, have you studied? There will be nodes and internodes. Similarly, in axon also, we have nodes. The space between one myelin sheath and another myelin sheath is known as the nodes, and this interspace is known as the internode. Clear? And then this myelin sheath will protect the axon, and you have the nerve terminal, that is the axon terminal. Okay, so this is the structure of the neuron, and we studied one by one what is the cyton. The cyton is nothing but the cell body. The cell body has the nucleus, already I told you, and it has the cytoplasm, that is known as the neuroplasm, and then it has some fibrils that is coming out, that only responsible for the transmission of nerve impulse, that is known as neurofibrils, isn't it? And apart from that, the cell body also has some granules inside it, that they are known as the nacelle granules. And as usual, all the living cells have cell organelles, no? Like mitochondria, it's the powerhouse of cell, and then ribosomes, then lysosomes, and endoplasmic reticulum. All are also present in the cyton or the cell body of the neuron. Okay, and the next is the neurons do not have the ability to divide. That's the main function. And the neurofibrils, they will help in the transmission of the nerve impulse to and from the cell body. That is, from the cell body to another neurons, and from the neurons to the cell body. The nerve impulse is transmitted through the neurofibrils only. Clear? And next we studied about the dendrites. The dendrites are nothing but they are the branches, projections from the cytoplasm. Through this only the signals are received from one neuron, and it is transmitted to the cell body, and from the cell body to axon. So these projections, no, they are the one will increase the surface area of the dendrite, so that it may receive the signals or the informations from the other nerve cells. Clear? And we studied about the axon. The axon is continuous as a single slender elongated projection, and inside you have a axoplasm. Outer layer is known as the axolemma, and then it is protected by the myelin sheath. This myelin sheath only, it will provide insulation and ensures that neurotransmission of the impulses from one neuron to another neuron and to the towards the nerve ending, that is known as a synaptic knob or synapses. And this myelin sheath is also covered by a neurolemma. Okay, so we also know about the nodes of Ranvier, and we also have internodes in between these nodes. Clear? This is the structure of axon. And we also studied about the synapse. What is the synapse? Synapse are nothing but the junction between the synaptic knob or the axon terminal of one neuron and between the dendrite of other neuron, between the branch projection or dendrites of other neuron. There only the chemicals which are received from the environment, they act as the neurotransmitters, and they are transmitted from one nerve cell to another nerve cell. Clear? So through the synaptic knobs, it enters outside between the place between the one neuron and another neuron synapse, and it is acquired by the dendrite of another neuron. So like this only, the information is passed continuously or consequently from one nerve cell to another nerve cell. Clear? So hope you would have understood all the concepts in today's class. Okay, so I already told you that if you have any doubt, you can please comment me, and then you can also join my class if you are interested. It's a paid coaching class only. One-to-one coaching will be given for you, and then so these are the classes I am taking. If you are interested, please contact me in this email ID. Okay, so it will be very useful for you in exam point of view. I am giving training to the children so that you can gain more marks. Okay, so if you like this video, please share among your friends, relatives, and then you subscribe my channel. My channel contains many science experiments also. If you are interested, please subscribe and share. Okay, thank you. We'll see you in your next live session. So next live session will be on the topic which is the types of neurons and what is the neurotransmission. In detail we are going to study tomorrow. So the same time you come and join, that is 11 a.m. so that it will be useful for your class 10 students. Okay, so come and join. We will see in the next class. Yes, thank you children. Have a nice day. If you have any doubts, please comment me. We'll see you in the next session tomorrow. Bye.